Hello, my name is Fritchey. I work for Redgate Software. I've been reading more about GDPR. You can't stop reading about it. You got to keep going. If you're not tracking it closely already, it's time to start. This is a huge deal. If you've got data, personally identifying data, especially of people from the EU, from the European Union, for those who don't know what the EU means, you've got to worry about GDPR. There's a lot going on here. My strongest recommendation is that you go and read it. It's available online. It's not hidden away. It's largely in English. And if English, and I know there are translations to other languages as well, obviously. Yeah, read it. The one thing I would say about reading it is to focus on the terms. Understand what, who is a controller, right? Understand, what is a process, right? Most of all, understand what personal data means. Any information relating to an identifiable or identifiable natural person, a data subject, which is another term you need to look up. An identifiable natural person is one who can be identified directly or indirectly, and yeah, I am reading it, in particular by reference to an identifier such as a name, an identification number, location data, okay, online identifier to one or more factors specific to physical, physiological, genetic, mental, economic, cultural, or social identity of a natural person. Wow, that covers a lot of data, right? That's all data that, hey, guess what? In the right to be forgotten must be in some way removed from your system. Wow, a lot of work there. Everything is defined, right? It's not like it's hidden away that much. Well, okay, everything's pretty loosely defined. I think there's going to be a lot of case law that ultimately lays this all out. I am not a lawyer. I don't play one on YouTube, right? I think that's how things are going to go. But we can start to set up and maintain what we're doing by reading through this. I mean, they've got, the principles are laid out. So like Article 5, right? Principles relating to the processing of personal data. Personal data should be processed lawfully and fairly in a transparent manner. Cool. Collected for specified, explicit, and legitimate purposes and not further processed as a matter incompatible with these purposes. In short, you have to define what and how you're doing with the data. There's protections for scientific and historical stuff. Public interest things have some protections built in. You need to make sure that you're adequate, relevant, and limited is what is necessary in processing. So you actually have data minimalization that's defined that you'll have to look at how that is. Accurate and where necessary, kept up to date. Right? They're actually requiring us to maintain our data. How crazy is that? But you have to sweat that kind of stuff. We also, if kept in a form which permits identification of data subjects for longer than is necessary for the purpose for which personal identification are processed, in short, you can keep stuff around, but they're going to start to push you if you're keeping it around for no good reason, right? Although backups, I mean, it's still ill-defined how we deal with backups. I've been looking through trying to find that, but I mean, it's that kind of stuff that we have to start to sweat. Personal data shall be processed in a manner that ensures appropriate security, including protection against unauthorized or unlawful processing and against accidental loss, destruction, or damage, using appropriate technical or organizational measures. In short, everybody's got to get a good DBA. In short, every DBA actually has to start doing their job appropriately. This is kind of cool. In some ways, this is exciting stuff. In some ways, we're being required by law to do the things that we ought to have been doing already. Awesome, right? Now, all that stuff you've gone to the boss and said, hey, we really need to make sure we do this. We really shouldn't be writing code that supports SQL injection. We really shouldn't be, exposing our production data down to our non-production environments. All that stuff now, it's illegal. So now we actually have to make sure that we put those protections in place. That's all pretty cool. My name is Grant Fritchey. I work for Redgate Software. Oh, there's a link down below for the GDPR. Click it, read it, learn. Thanks. Again, Grant Fritchey, Redgate Software.